numbers that you guys said to me weren't even making any sense because, like, I know it's calculated and stuff that way, but it just wasn't adding up. My checks weren't what they were repeated to me or whatever. Like, my checks are like in the 600 something.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we have a partial agreement in this petition to establish the parent-child relationship. The state would like the court to take judicial notice that Ms. Sykes is in attendance and a copy of the state's petition was sent to her.
So noted.
I'll read the agreed portions. Parties agree that there has been family violence between them in the last 2 years, where the authorities were called and charges were filed. Neither party is requesting a non-disclosure. The father is in agreement for a parent-child relationship to be established between him and the child Kingston Lorenzo. Father has no other children. Father makes $20.50 an hour. Gross income, $3,552.33. Parties are in agreement for no retroactive child support to be ordered. Parties are in agreement for the father to have a standard possession order. Court costs is billed to the father. Conservatorship and support and geographic restriction are contested, so I'll take testimony as to those. Ms. Sykes, can you please state your full name?
Amanda Sykes.
Name and age of your child?
Kingston Lorenzo. He's 4. He'll be 5 on Sunday.
Okay. And is it true you're not requesting a DNA
Yes.
test? And is there anybody else who could be Kingston's father?
No, ma'am.
The agreements that I read, are those still your agreements?
Yes.
Do you believe they're in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to accept those agreements?
Yes.
And is your child covered under the government plan currently?
Under Medicaid.
Okay. The contested issues of child support. The state is asking for child support to be set at $555 a month, beginning February 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement with that?
Me or him?
Are you in agreement with that?
If it can be lower, that would be okay. I'll be okay with that.
Are you in agreement for the medical support to be set at $250 a month?
If that could also be lower, that would be okay, because Kingston goes to the dentist every 6 months, but not.
Are you in agreement to be named joint managing conservators with the father?
Is that like where he makes the medical decisions and stuff?
Where you make them jointly?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Are you in agreement to designate the Dallas and surrounding counties as your areas of your primary residence areas?
No,
Do you need an interpreter on this?
No, sir.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ms. Sykes.
No, I don't want to stay in Dallas, because I was planning on moving down towards Tyler, Texas, so Smith County.
Okay, so you do not want a geographic restriction. Is that correct? You do not want a geographic restriction?
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness. Mr. Lorenzo, can you please state your full name?
Polion Lorenzo.
Okay, sir. Did you hear the earlier agreements that I read?
I heard them. I don't know if I remember 100% fully. I think there was some things in there that were I was kind of questionable on.
Okay. Are you in agreement for a parent-child relationship to be established between you and Kingston Lorenzo?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in agreement to pay $555 a month for child support in this matter?
No.
And you understand that child support was calculated using your income?
Yeah, but if I could speak on that, like the situation that I'm in, I feel like kind of calls for maybe some adjusting or something. Uh, when I spoke earlier, I was explaining how I'm currently on a seasonal employment, which, yes, it's been for 2 months. It has increased my salary. I'd say like a good amount, but going forward, there's very likely that I may not even be working this job much longer because it's only being seasonal, and that if it was set at that, and I can't afford it.
Okay, what are you asking for child support to be set at?
I say, I don't know, 300. I could do like maybe $300 a month. Like I want to be fair and everything. Like I'm trying to, uh, I want to support my child. I'm not trying to like just do the minimum or this and that. Me and Amanda have been getting along better and like trying to work things out and, have mercy on each other and, uh, basically agree on stuff. And that's why I think she's willing to work with me because she knows my financial situation, and just $550 a month, there's no way I could afford it. And I don't even like the numbers that you guys said to me weren't even making any sense because like I know it's calculated and stuff that way, but it just wasn't adding up. My checks weren't what they were repeated to me or whatever. Like my checks are like in the 600 something. And then on top of that, it's a 4-week work schedule. So anytime something comes up where I have to miss a day, like today, for example, it's a bigger chunk. Like I'm missing out on probably $200, like on a 10-hour shift. So like then that drops my weekly pay all the way down to like 600 gross, which is going to be down to 500. And it's like things come up where I have to miss work. I'm not making like as much money as you guys think, no matter that it says $20 an hour.
Okay, sir. The state is asking for medical support to be set at $250 a month based on your income. Are you in agreement to pay that?
I would like it adjusted based on basically the same things I just said.
Excuse me, sorry.
I would like it adjusted. It just seems a bit high.
So you're asking for the medical support to be lowered?
If possible, I would like it to be lowered.
Okay. The mother is requesting not to have a geographic restriction. Are you in agreement for no geographic restriction?
Depending on like what exactly that means, like her reasoning for saying she doesn't want the geographic restriction was that if she wants to move like closer to Tyler or something, which is where I'm located, obviously I'd have no problem with that. My only concern is I do want it to be a restriction on I don't approve of her like moving to Washington. Like I want to be in my son's life and see him and get to raise him. And it's been like something in the past where it's been brought up of like if we're not getting along or something like that, because that's where we're both from. We moved here together, and she's said that it's a possibility, and I wouldn't approve of that, or like I wouldn't want that.
Okay, so you'd like a geographic restriction to the Dallas and surrounding counties or Tyler and surrounding counties. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. There was family violence between you and the mother in the last 2 years. Is that correct?
I suppose, I guess.
And the authorities were called on a couple of occasions because of the physical violence?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, making a finding that Mr. Lorenzo is a biological father by his admission. We're doing non-disclosures not being requested, making a finding of family violence If I'm making a finding of family violence, I don't know why we're talking about joint managing. Y'all cannot be joint managing if there's been family violence. So Ms. Sykes will be sole managing conservator. There's no back child support being requested. We're doing standard visitation, court costs is billed, government medical for health insurance. For child support, I'm gonna set it at $400 a month, and for medical support, I'm setting it at $150 a month. If y'all don't live in Dallas County or around here, or one of y'all is living in Tyler right now, then there's no reason for a geographic restriction at all. So I'm not doing any geographic restriction. So Ms. Sykes can move anywhere she likes. If y'all were both in Dallas County, that would be different. I would probably order her to stay in this area, but so since y'all are not doing that, there's no reason for me to restrict her and not restrict the other party. So we're doing no geographic restriction. Ms. Sykes and their child can live anywhere they like, especially since there's been family violence before as well. That's an added reason. I don't know why you're interrupting me, but that's an added reason why we shouldn't do a geographic restriction as well. That's the order. The Attorney General's office is going to put that all in writing. Y'all need to read the order so that you understand what it says. Even though you may not agree with it, that's the order that must be followed. All the payments of support have to be paid through the child support office. Payments paid directly to the child or to the mother do not count as payments. And so all payments have to be paid through the child support office. All right. That's the order. Y'all will get a copy of that by email or letter. You're done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Is there somewhere I could like appeal?
You want me to put it back at $555?
No, sir. I'm just saying,
Okay,
if I could say one word, please.
No.
Sir.
No.
With the geographical
No.
restriction,